Yes, hello everybody.
Hello.
My name is, do you hear me?
Yes.
My name is Devadas, and on Facebook you find me on LOKA Devadas. I'm not nervous, basically. I'm nervous for your sake. So, so please don't believe anything I say, huh? But I trust you're resting, so. I will first tell a little bit of my background and then how I came into Great Freedom Teaching. And I have been guru shopping for 40 years. When I was 19, I hitchhiked to Kathmandu, and I was bringing Buddhist scriptures, and I went to the Tibetan lamas outside Kathmandu, and I was sitting with them and meditating. At that time, they didn't speak very good English, so there was not much teaching that I could understand. And I went 4 winters to India, guru shopping. I went from every guru that was talked about among the travelers in India. And my question to all the gurus was how to quiet the mind. I mean, to me, I understood that the mind was a great factory of points of views, problems, and solving problems, and people get stuck in their minds, basically, including me, now. So, I went traveling. In 1972, I was in Goa. I walked all the way to Arambol along the beach from Baga, and there was nobody here. There was no electricity, no hotels, no restaurants. I went to the Sweetwater Lake, and I came back because there was no way. And now I'm so happy so many people are here hanging out. And it's much more beautiful now than then, you know, because all you are here. So it's all getting better. Anyway, 72, there was a group of people standing on the beach at that time, 72, jumping 6 o'clock in the morning, up and down, shouting, "Who, who, who, who?" And what is this? I went to ask, and so they told me there was a guru teaching this meditation, jumping and dancing meditation. So I said, I have to check this man out. And so I went to him, and I stayed with half a year with him. His name was Rajneesh, and later he became known as Osho. And at the time when I met him, he was giving talks about Lord Shiva. The text, it was called Vigyam Bhairav Tantra, and it contains 112 techniques how to rest as awareness. You're all asking how to rest. Well, Shiva gives 112 techniques how to rest. And you don't need them. So I'm worried, should I speak about them? Maybe I confuse you even more, you know. Because you only need resting as awareness. But I listened to him, and the one question I had, how to rest, how to quiet the mind, disappeared suddenly. He was giving it 1 technique from Shiva. When Shiva speaks to his beloved Devi, he says, wherever your mind is wandering, internally or externally, at this very place, this. So this very mind is the door, because there is something aware of the mind. So you rest as this. So from that I understood there is not the question is not to quiet the mind. The question is to be aware and let the clouds in the sky go as they like. And to try to stop them, to quiet them, is an impossible task. So by understanding that, seeing that, that question dropped. Then I went to Goenka. You may have heard about Goenka giving Vipassana meditation. And then you watch the breath, and that is also one technique. You watch the breath and you let the mind go. The thoughts come and go as clouds, and the sensation, experiences, things like that come and go, and you stay with the breath. So the breath is the key to rest. And there was also one more technique I can say that I loved with Shiva. He says, Shiva speaks to his beloved, he says, "O lotus-eyed one, sweet of touch, when singing, seeing, tasting, be aware you are and discover the ever-living." So this self-remembering, I am, you rest as I am. And I am and am. What is am? It's awareness that is going on. So I was doing that also. And I was doing that for short moments. When I came home, I started an ashram, and we were having Vipassana retreats. This was in the 70s. And we were doing dynamic meditations, and we had great fun there. And I was working also as a school teacher for 30 years. I had school children that were 10, 11, 12 years old. And I realized that I could not sit and meditate, but for short moments it was possible. So whenever there was chaos, I was resting as amness, as thisness, and from that, or just taking one breath, because Vipassana, you don't need to sit for hours. You can just take one breath, you breathe out, and you breathe in. And then you're right there in the clarity. With the breath can be the key. So I was doing that, and I had great time as a school teacher. Most school teachers get like burned out, and they get like confused, and it's too much. All the children are having. So I learned how to act instead of reacting to everything by resting. Now, that was all well. But this ashram that I started, communal life, it was great time. Oops. Now this fell off. It was all great time, but it didn't really help. We had like retreats every year, and the whole community was participating in this. And we were all doing Vipassana. But after 10 years of this commune, it all collapsed into different points of views, because no one was taking responsible for their points of view. So doing Vipassana was obviously not helping. And that gave me a great. I lost faith in communal life, you know, and that was I left the commune, and I had like a great depression, you could say. I was like devastated because I lost really faith in humankind. I mean, if we couldn't do it, who can do it, you know? And that was very tragic. But it took years to resolve that whole thing. And now I met Candice and the Great Freedom Teaching in Rishikesh, 2007, and I went to the Great Freedom meetings. And I must say I was sitting in the back there. I was relaxing, and I fell asleep the first times, the first lectures I listened to, because in Rishikesh at that time they were showing half an hour of video. And here there's only 10 minutes, but half an hour of video, but I knew exact. I heard that what was spoken was the truth. It was nectar. So I felt like, what is this? This is finally someone comes and kind of gives clarity to what I've been taught before. Because there was still something missing, really. Even if I had almost the whole puzzle fixed, but there was some kind of pieces left. And so I did the 12 inquiries, 2008, and I still had the idea that meditation was also to rest as a non-conceptual state of mind, like a blank disc. Like Patanjali says, yoga chitti vritti nirodha. When yoga union is, then there is no ripples in the mind stuff. In the Patanjali sutras. So I was, but then Kathy said something that was kind of opened my eyes. Because she said that the non-conceptual state, to search for something extraordinary, was like a non-conceptual state. That's also a point of view. So then I realized that it's enough with thisness, it's enough with amness, it's enough with awareness, as it is. So that became very special. And then I went to Sweden, and I met Candice at the Ängsbacka, 2007, and to see her alive. At first I listened to some MP3 talks. I put it on repeat in my house for a week, and I was listening to, like, it was 10 hours of MP3s or something, and it was listening on and on and on. And there are some things in the language that you have to look up if you're Swedish, because there are some words that you don't understand. Anyway, I went to see her, and when I at Ängsbacka, and I remember I went up to speak to her after the first satsang, and I was so happy. I was so happy to hear someone speak like Candice is doing, with such clarity, that I don't know how to describe it, but I was speechless, and I felt so much joy that I felt like crying. And I didn't know if I should hug her or kiss her feet, what you do, So I was just standing there like a fool and went to the side. But I was extremely happy. It was a love affair, once, and I was blessed by sitting with Osho, and that is a special love affair. I was sitting next to Goenka, and that's a love affair. And then once again, to sit with a teacher like that, I was overjoyed. So, and what more can I say? It is. I have studied the Diamond Sutras of Buddha a lot, and it is said that if someone, it's 2,500 years, Buddha gave Diamond Sutras, and it is said that if one person can, this asked by Subhuti asks, is anyone going to understand one line from the Diamond Sutras after 5 eons, which means 2,500 years? And Buddha answers that there will be people to understand one line, and that will be enough. from the Diamond Sutras. And Candy's teaching is like the crown jewel of the Diamond Sutras. And it's the Diamond Sutra is supposed to be as clear, it cuts through all illusions like a diamond. And I find it as the crown jewel. And what also very much inspires me is that you see, when you go to, I went to the commune in Sweden, the center there, and when you see the people there taking responsibility for their points of views and resting as awareness, it's such a great feeling to see a commune again alive, because mine collapsed in the 70s, and now it's like coming again. And I really believe that Vipassana couldn't do it, the Shiva Sutras couldn't do it, but I think now that I believe that resting as awareness is, and the teaching from unity and service, and all the other things coming with the Great Freedom teaching, I believe that this will make a change. This will be the greatest help, and so I'm very happy to have reached, came in contact with the Great Freedom teaching, and I must say that you are very fortunate also to have been able to be curious enough to come and listen to this Great Freedom teaching. And to say one more thing, it is said also in the prophecies of Buddha that Buddha will be reborn after 2,500 years. A new Buddha will be born. And this Buddha, Maitreya, is not going to be a guru. It's going to be friend-to-friend guru. This is the new sign of what is going to happen with Buddhahood. So I think this is happening in the Great Freedom community. It's friend-to-friend guru again. So this is hopeful. And the prophecies are coming, you know.